But I soon discovered very quickly that being an entrepreneur wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was just going to sit around, play guitar all day long, and the money would start rolling in. And it didn't quite turn out that way. I was very naive at that point. And within a couple of years, I actually burnt out and closed my music business. And I learned a valuable lesson that when you're in business, just doing what you love isn't good enough. There's a whole lot of other things you've got to put in place if you want to be successful. And that's why only 4% of businesses make it to the 10-year mark. And today, what I'm committed to sharing with you is what it is that these 4% of entrepreneurs and amazing business people have in common that allows them to sustain their businesses up to the 10-year mark and grow their businesses to the multi-million-dollar point. How many of you are interested in learning how to do that? Yes? Okay, great. Now, let me just manage expectations here. This is an hour and a half long talk that I'm going to condense into 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to speak really fast. I'm going to give you the key points as much as possible. And all I ask is that you participate. Do you guys agree to just participate, have some fun with me? Absolutely. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. So I lived in London for the last 7 years. And I recently got divorced. And having gotten divorced, I thought I can recreate my life in any way that I want to. Where do I want to live? I thought I want to live somewhere in paradise. I ended up in the Turks and Caicos Islands on a beach somewhere. And now I run a couple of internet businesses that I remote control from my bedroom, really. I have a staff of 4 people who are all remote, scattered around the world. We don't have an office. Everything's done virtually. And I want to share with you today the distinctions that I've learned that have really helped me create and grow my business and create and grow my wealth. And hopefully you'll take what you learned today, take it home and apply it into your life and use it in your businesses to create and grow your wealth. So without further ado, are we ready to rock and roll? Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to teach you a concept that's called wealth dynamics. And I want to introduce you to a distinction. If you study wealthy people throughout history, you'll notice something fascinating. You'll notice that each one of these people who's created, let's say, a $10 million plus business, has created their wealth using only one of 8 different ways. How many different ways, please? 8. Okay. How many of you noticed I asked a lot of questions? Anybody notice I asked a lot of questions? No hands going up in the air. Right? Yes. Thank you. I don't do it because I'm trying to make fun of you. I'm a teacher and a trainer. I ask questions because when I tell you the answer, you learn nothing. When you say the answer out loud, you're going to go away and you're going to remember something. And I'm committed that you guys go away here having learned something. You want to learn something? Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm going to ask you a lot of questions as we go along. So there's 8 fundamental primary ways to create wealth. And if you look at all wealthy people, they've created their wealth using only one of these 8 fundamental ways. Okay, I'll say that again. There's 8 ways to create wealth if you study wealthy people throughout history. And all of them created their wealth using only one of these 8 fundamental ways. Okay? Now, here's the part that most entrepreneurs never get. Each one of us is naturally suited to creating wealth in one of these 8 ways more than the other 7. If you look at, how many of you have ever heard of the psychologist Carl Jung? Anybody ever heard of Carl Jung? Yeah. Famous Swiss psychologist. He translated a book called the I Ching. The I Ching is the oldest book known to man. It's a Chinese book of cycles. And he translated it into German. And out of the I Ching, this was in the 1920s, came the technology called psychometric profiling, which is the basically personality type testing. If you ever applied for a job and you've had a personality test, it came out of this ancient old Chinese technology called the I Ching. And what Carl Jung discovered was there's fundamentally only 8 basic personality types out of all people on the planet. And that over time, each of these personality types developed a way of creating wealth that was natural and easy for them. And the problem that most entrepreneurs face is that we've never been told which path to wealth, or which wealth creation game, I'm going to call it, is most natural for us. And so what most people are doing in their lives or in their businesses is they're trying to create wealth in a way that's unnatural for them. And that's why there's such a high business failure rate in the world. Not only that, each one of these 8 ways of creating wealth, and each one of these 8 personality types, you could think of these ways of creating wealth as a game. So think of it like, let's say golf. When I say the word golf, who's the first golfer that comes to mind? Tiger Woods, right? Tiger Woods, would you all agree with me that he's naturally suited to playing golf, yes? Yeah, he is, right? Now, just take a moment and I want you to imagine Tiger Woods in a wrestling ring. Okay? You think he's going to do as well at wrestling as he's done at golf? No. Why? Because his body's just not naturally built to be a wrestler. He's kind of like this skinny kind of guy who's really good at hitting a ball long distance. He's not good at wrestling people down to the ground. Now, sure, if Tiger Woods worked out, took steroids for 5 years, really practiced his wrestling, he might get into the top of the amateur league. But he hasn't got what it takes to really be the #1 wrestler in the world like he has what it takes to really be the #1 golfer. Now, why am I using this example? It's the same for us in wealth. Each one of us is naturally suited to a particular wealth creation game more than any other game based on our natural personality type. And if we're playing the wrong game, creating wealth's always going to be hard work. How many of you have ever had the experience that making money in business can be hard work sometimes? Anybody ever had that experience before? Great. Thank you for being honest. And how many of you ever had the experience that when you get up in the morning, you struggle to get out of bed, you just go, oh, I don't want to go to work today. Anybody ever had that experience? Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for being honest. Chances are, if those experiences are regular for you, you're trying to create wealth in a way that's not natural. When you're creating wealth in a way that's natural for you, you jump out of bed in the morning because you're going to do your favorite thing every day, right? And because you're creating wealth in a way that's natural for you, you tend to create attraction around you. People are drawn to you, you build a reputation, and people know you for being good in that area because it just comes naturally to you. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Yeah. Okay, great. Just want to keep an eye on the time. I know I've only got 20 minutes. Right, good. So that's the first distinction. Now, here's another distinction about each of the 8 different wealth creation games, and I will tell you what they are in a moment. That each one of these 8 wealth creation games has a different set of rules, just like a game in sport has a different set of rules. And if you don't know what the rules are for your wealth creation game, chances are you're never going to be successful at it. You might be moderately successful, but you're never going to be, skyrocket and really fly with your business. So if you're not wealthy right now, there's probably only 2 reasons that I can see. A, you're playing the wrong wealth creation game for you, one that's not natural to you. Or B, if you are playing the right game, you don't know what the rules are, and so you're kind of stumbling around taking a golf ball and trying to play rugby with it and kind of slam dunk it into the hole with your hands. It's never going to work, right? It's not the rules of the game. So today what I'd like to do is introduce you to what the 8 different games are, who the 8 different personality types are, and who the players are on your pitch that you need to be working with. Are you guys interested in learning what that is? Yeah. Yep? Okay, good. So this is called wealth dynamics. And I would love to give you the history and everything, but we just don't have time in such a brief lunch talk. Alrighty. I'm drawing a square here with 8 different dots on it, and each one of these 8 different dots is going to represent one of the 8 wealth profiles. I'm going to run through each one quickly. So the first one, up at the top here, is going to be called the creator. What's this one called, please? The creator. Thank you. So the creator's path to wealth. These people are intuitive, right? Their strength lies in their ideas. They're ideas people. They have an idea a minute. They work at 1,000,000 miles an hour. They're super fast. They often annoy their teammates because they leave people behind. They're great at starting things. They're terrible at finishing things. I happen to be a creator, so I know the most about creators. I have to force myself to finish things. I get halfway through a website and I'm like, oh, that last 10%, how many relate to the last 10% being the hardest? Totally. So they're intuitive people. These are creators. Famous creators are people like Bill Gates, who created Microsoft. He created software. Or somebody like Richard Branson, who created businesses. Or somebody like Thomas Edison, who was an inventor, right? Who created the light bulb, right? So ideas people, their path to wealth, their wealth creation game is building a better product, okay? Building a better product. Creators focus on building great products. If you look at Richard Branson, all his products that he's built under Virgin are great products. Pretty much all of them, he makes sure they're great products. Bill Gates, some people would argue that he's built a great product, but nonetheless, that's their path to wealth is through building products, okay?